Well, it's not the end of the world, but you could see it from there. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Tuesday Dodgers latest for you here on our YouTube channel. Man, oh man, Dodgers are making things oh so interesting. They lose to the Angels again last night. They're now winless against the Halos, 0-4 this season. And the Padres, they keep on winning. Lots to break down for you here on the latest edition for you. Make sure you hit me up right there on Instagram and on X at JRodShow. Continue to like us, subscribe, hit those thumbs up buttons, man. Love to hear your comments. We're actually going to get into some comments later on in the program. But yeah, down to one. The Dodgers at one point insurmountable, commanding, almost intimidating 9-game lead in the National League West, down to one. Yeah, Dodgers 12-19 since July 3rd. The Padres, meanwhile, 21-12 since that span, and they have reduced the game to just one game. The Dodgers, they had a one-game lead before. This is not new territory. Remember, the Giants, when they were really playing good baseball, they beat the Dodgers, and on June 14th, the Dodgers only had a one-game lead in the West. Dodgers then ripped off a bunch of wins in a row, took care of the Giants, knocked them pretty much out of it, and it's been a two-horse race with the Dodgers and Padres. And I'll tell you what, this weekend it's going to get awfully interesting. This weekend it'll be the Dodgers and Padres at Dodger Stadium, a stretch where it'll be 6 games against San Diego in 10 days. And the sad part is that'll be it. No more games against the Padres after next weekend in San Diego. So you got to make hay. Dodgers have done well against the Padres. We'll get into that as well, but let's break down last night. And man, I'll tell you what, Yamamoto, I think there's got to be some concern about the Dodgers' Japanese hurler, right? 4 2/3 innings, career high, 6 earned runs allowed, 5 walks in the loss against the Angels. Gave up a home run on the very first pitch he threw. And what I mean by that is the Dodgers have kind of been playing with his days he starts. They've been trying to give him a full week off, not 5 days like a 5-man rotation, like a normal MLB rotation. They've tried to give him a full week because that's how it is in Japan. And he was actually coming off a full week the last time he threw. But it's probably his worst game ever. It's the first time he's ever given up 6 earned runs in the major leagues. And this is where I get concerned. Last year, it was an injury-filled season, his rookie year in the major leagues. 90 innings. Now, he finished great, pitched some great postseason games, but he's already blown past the 90 innings mark this year. He's at 126. Now, at one point, he was the unquestioned ace of this team. We were talking about All-Star. We were talking about a Cy Young Award. Well, the ERA is still under 3, but he's gotten not been able to get out of the 5th inning multiple times now. Those walks are up, and we'll try to chalk it up to just a bad afternoon. But I'm starting to get a little concerned with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, especially after that clunker he threw up against the Angels last night. Couldn't get out of the 5th inning. 6 earned, 6 hits, 5 walks, base runners all over the joint for the Angels, who beat the Dodgers. Dodgers did make it close. Ohtani hit his 42nd home run of the year, his 100th career home run at the Big A, by the way. Ohtani ties Kyle Schwarber for the National League with 42 home runs. He is blowing away the majors in runs scored. He leads with 112. That's 20 more than the next guy. But the Dodgers fall to the Angels, 0-4 against the Angels this year. And Emmett Sheehan will take the mound tonight, try to get things right. And Shohei will pitch on Wednesday at the Big A, Thursday off, and then in come the San Diego Padres. And yeah, speaking of those Padres, 21-12 since July 3rd, and they have whittled the Dodgers league down to 1. They are playing in San Francisco this week while the Dodgers are in Anaheim, and then obviously the Padres will come to Dodger Stadium. And it's going to be interesting because Dodgers and Padres, I've said it before and I've gotten some pushback, but I want to hear it. It's the best rivalry in baseball right now. I'm not talking historic. I'm not talking Dodgers Giants coming from the East Coast to California. Certainly Yankees, Red Sox, Cardinals, Cubs, whatever you want. The current hottest intense, red-hot rivalry in baseball right now is Dodgers and Padres, man. And it pretty much started during the COVID playoffs. Dodgers beat the Padres in the COVID playoffs in 20. Padres beat the Dodgers in 22. Dodgers beat them last year in 24. We've had the Kershaw meme. We've had the beat LA go from San Francisco to San Diego. We've had Roberts and Machado get into it. We've seen Roberts and Mike Schilt, the Padres manager. We've had bench clearing brawls. This is the most intense and best rivalry in baseball. Tell me I'm wrong right now. Hit me up on those comments as well. I'll tell you what, there is no hotter rivalry in baseball, and I can't wait to see it this weekend at Dodger Stadium when the Padres come to town. Looking like it'll be a Kershaw, Snell, Glasnow rotation for the Dodgers. We'll get into it as we get closer. Then the Dodgers will go to Colorado for 4 and then go to San Diego. And like we said, that's it. No more games with the Padres after next weekend. So the 9-game lead down to 1, and the Dodgers, as always, trying to make it interesting. Now, we always invite you to be part of the show. Give us your comments. And here's an interesting one that we got a couple days ago, but I wanted to get into a little bit long, but say 2 things. First, for many years, the Dodgers had a swagger, right? It was sort of a punch the other team in the mouth. We can beat you at any time, anywhere kind of swagger, and opposing teams just couldn't take it until the final out. They lacked, he says, are currently lacking this swagger for years. And secondly, the lack of actual small ball is ridiculous. And we bring up Tommy Lasorda, who was famous for it, using small ball repeatedly, suicide squeeze to score runs. I know injuries have been insane, but there's a question about proper conditioning and proper warming up and stretching before the game. So it's an interesting way to look at it, and a lot to unpack there. And let's start with the swagger. I think when you win, there's swagger. I think the fact that the Padres, from their announcers to their players and their fans, can't keep the Dodgers out of their mouth tells me the Dodgers are doing something, right? They're in their heads, and they've had success against them in the playoffs, and the Dodgers have had the championships to prove it. The small ball, well, that's just not part of the game anymore, and I get it, especially the sort of the stats-driven era of baseball. You get 27 outs, you never want to give one up with a bunt. So I may not agree with it, but that's what everyone is doing, and it's succeeding for the Dodgers. If it wasn't working, then I could say, okay, yeah, there's something to do about this. And in terms of injuries, yeah, that is something that I think they need to be brought into the forefront. I'm not saying the Dodgers coaching staff or their training staff is to blame, but man, it's just injuries after injuries. We know with pitchers that at the end of the day, it's not if you're going to get hurt, it's when you're going to get hurt. And they've done an amazing job managing with long rotations and openers and bulk guys and guys that fill it in. So it'll be a curious thing. Kike Hernandez, we're hearing good things now about his elbow. I thought he was done for the year. That's why they ended up trying to bring up Justin Dean and trying to find some other guys, and why the reason they got Alex Call at the trading deadline. Looks like Kike's elbow is responding a little bit. Maybe back in September. Roki Sasaki is in the simulated games now. Maybe September. I wouldn't bring him back. I'll tell you that. I don't think he's mentally ready for September. Certainly not October. And getting back to the fundamentals, I was actually talking to some Red Sox people the other day, and they're saying that Alex Cora, ex-Dodger, who has won championships as an Astros coach and as a Red Sox manager, said that they're bringing back bunts. That they've just stopped bunting. Remember in batting practice, if you go early enough and you see batting practice, everybody bunted. Then you start hitting line drives. You start going to all the opposite fields, and then you start to take those big home run swings. Well, they're bringing back bunting drills. When's the last time you saw the Dodgers bunt or bunt somebody over? I get it. The numbers tell you not to do it, but sometimes you got to go against those numbers. Dave Roberts has been a good soldier working with the Dodgers, information department to work this out. But it'll be interesting to see what the Red Sox do, who are smack dab in the middle of the AL East race, smack dab in the wild card race with their bunting situation. It'll be curious to see how they incorporate some small ball into the game. So thanks for the comment. It was a really thoughtful one. Got to break down a lot of things. And remember, J-Rod Show, X and Instagram. That's where you can find me tonight. Emmett Sheehan's on the mound. Dodgers trying to win their first game of the year against the Angels. 0-4 this year. Game is important. It's a one-game lead over the Padres. Where will the Dodgers and Padres be come Friday when the Padres come to Dodger Stadium? That will be interesting. Hope you enjoy the game tonight. Not quite time to hit the panic button, but it's nearby. I'm Jim Rodriguez, and remember, despite it all, it's always time for Dodger baseball.